Hi, I am Ren Dunning. I'm a computer science student making a progress vlog of how I proceed through learning fluency, a literary fluency in software engineering and software programming languages. So I just wanted to show you a little bit of what I've learned so far. This is my e-portfolio where you can find information about me. I have my YouTube linked here and my LinkedIn. This link to my website will be down in the video description if you'd like to check it out. So here on this website called Replit, I started to learn a little bit of JavaScript, and I created a tip calculator. I started by making a variable called food and equating it to a prompt to ask in a script of how much was your food. And then I created a variable of tip percentage and to also create a prompt and ask what percentage would you like to tip. That little string right there. And then I divided it by 100 so that just for calculation purposes. I made a third variable for tip amount and then equals the food variable times the tip percentage, and then the total food bill equals the food plus the tip amount. And then I logged both of those values to the console, and I put the string for it to announce correctly what the numbers was, and it not just random numbers on the screen. And then I put that variable in there so it printed to the screen. So if we run this, it's going to ask me, how much was your food? So say my food was $50. I wanted to tip 20%. There you are. Tells you how much 20% of your bill is, and then you're going to tell you your total food bill overall. So we can try it again just for grins and giggles. Let's say 50%. So yeah, that was my first project. And then I moved on to a weather app. This one is very simple, but I was working with let variables and then moved into if and else conditionals. So I created the variable weather to equal a prompt of a string that says, what is the weather? So it asks you, what is the weather when it prints? And then I said, if the weather equals rain, so if the input that I give it equals rain, it's going to log to the console, grab your rain jacket. But if it's not rain, it's going to log, wear your sunglasses. Like I said, it's simple. There are some issues with it. It's quite simple. Yeah, so if you print rain, it's going to say grab your rain jacket. If you say, if you say sunny, it's going to say wear your sunglasses. But since there's only two conditionals from it to choose from, say I were to say foggy, it's going to say wear your sunglasses because the value wasn't rain. But you shouldn't be wearing sunglasses in fog. So this one can improve a little bit, and I might put a little bit of time into it later, or I might just move on to a new project to work with conditionals. And then I moved on from Leprit. I went to Code Academy because I liked how this website was set up more. Here I worked a little bit more with variables. I goofed around with the subject of cheese. I set a variable of cheese equal to a string called Gouda, and then I logged I could eat pounds of, and then I put that variable in there. I was working with string concatenation and string interpolation. Here I have my string interpolation, and here's the string concatenation. I can't quite remember that name. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. And then I worked with booleans here too, and number values, and all sorts of different data types for JavaScript. And then if you run it, here's what it prints out. Next, I worked on a Kelvin to Fahrenheit converter by translating from Kelvin to Celsius and then to Fahrenheit. I just set Celsius as a variable equal to 10 degrees Celsius outside. Oh, this is actually a Newton converter. All right. Yeah, so Newton equals Celsius times 33 over 100. So, yeah, this is a Newton converter. So I set Celsius equal to 10, and then Newton variable equals Celsius times 33 over 100. And then I included this math.floor method to round down the Newton number, the result, to round it down to the nearest whole integer, so we wouldn't get a decimal. And then I logged it to the console and said, it is Newton units outside, and put my string interpolation variable right there. So yeah, and then if I save it, there it goes. It is 3 Newton units outside. So, that's what I've been working on so far. I hope to see you next week. Stop by for my second vlog and check out my progress as I move through learning computer science.